ASB, Wahed, which is better? Welcome back to Mr. Money TV, the channel that makes financial knowledge fun. Before we get into that, we need to understand what both are and how they work. So what is ASB? Amanah Saham Bumi Putra, short for ASB, is a government-issued fixed price unit trust exclusively for Bumi Putras. Similar to private unit trust funds, the money you invested will be placed into a fund which is actively managed by a professional fund manager. The fund manager will then invest fund money into a collection of securities, typically stock or saham, hence the name Amanah Saham. For ASB, there are 3 ASB funds available, which are ASB, ASB2 and ASB3 DD. Now, what is Wahed? Wahed is the world's first Islamic robo-advisor platform from the United States of America. With robo-advisors, your money will be passively invested into Shariah-compliant exchange-traded funds which track a particular index such as the FTSE USA Shariah Index and also Sukuk. So how do they work? For ASB, you can begin by opening an ASNB account, which you can do by visiting an ASNB branch or talking to an ASNB agent or visiting your preferred bank or post office. If you don't have money to invest, they do offer ASB loans where you can borrow money to invest, which you will have to pay back every month. Similar to unit trust, your profits come in 2 forms. Number 1, increase in the price of each unit within the fund, also known as net asset value. For example, if you invested in the fund when it was 1 ringgit and it's now 2 ringgit per unit, you have made 100% return. Number 2, dividends, which are bonus units given to you. For example, you've bought 1,000 units and a few years later, they give to you 200 units as dividends. Sounds a lot like unit trust, right? Then what's so special about ASB then?
Come, let me tell you.
ASB has 2 big things. Number 1 is low minimum deposit and number 2 is capital guarantee. So typically, unit trust minimum deposit is 100 ringgit. ASB, 10 ringgit only. What about capital guarantee? See, when you invest in unit trust, they invest in stocks, right? And stocks can go up, but they also can go down. So if they go down, your NAV also go down. But with ASB, because it's a fixed price unit trust, there is no risk of capital loss. No other unit trust funds out there can guarantee no risk of loss with potentially great returns. And that sounds like a pretty good deal to me, lor. So what about Wahed? You need to register an account via their website and download their app. Upon entering, you will be quizzed about these things. Once you're done with the questionnaire, Wahed will recommend a portfolio risk level based on your answers, with risk levels ranging from gold to very aggressive. Then you'll be asked to deposit a minimum of 100 ringgit and your money will then be passively invested into Sharia-compliant ETFs that are invested in US stocks, Malaysian stocks and Sukuk. Like ASB, profits also come in 2 forms, and they are number 1, capital gain, which is only realized if you decide to sell off your holdings at a higher price than when you bought it. Number 2, dividends, which are given from the stocks they hold within the ETFs, which will then be reinvested automatically into your Wahed portfolio. What about fees? ASB charges annual management fees at 0.6% per annum. That's it. As for Wahed, there are 0 charges for deposits, withdrawal and portfolio rebalancing. But you will be charged an annual fee of 0.39 to 0.79%. Another thing to note is that if you create more than 1 portfolio within Wahed, you will be charged a minimum flat rate monthly fee of 2 ringgit 50 cent or an annual fee of 0.39 to 0.79 depending on whichever is higher. With both being Sharia compliant, which is better? Well, it really depends. If you're someone looking for low risk investing and consistent returns, ASB is really a no-brainer with its capital guarantee and low management fees. If you're someone who wants a more DIY approach to investing and feel like you can stomach more risk for higher returns, then Wahed is definitely worth considering. Either way, both are great low-cost investment options. I hope that helps you decide which you want to opt for. What else would you like to see us compare? Tell us in the comments below.